Two?
I think the ideal jail would be a jail that didn't exist. I think the problem is, you know, you have a country with an equitable distribution of wealth, pockets of poverty, and so on, the ghettos and unemployment, systematic disenfranchisement of people, stereotyped notions about other people, ethnics and racial groups into standardized patterns of hate. Why, then you're going to have large police forces and jails to arrest and hold people. And we have the world's largest jail in Rikers Island, New York. And the very existence of these jails is the symptom of a profound social problem. And it's very simply put, the bigger the jail, the bigger the problem. That's where it's at.
Take me to heart, and I'll always love you. And nobody can make me to run. Take me for granted, leaving love unsure. Make your power temptation stronger. Woman, only human. This you should understand. She's not a play toy. She's flesh and blood, just like a man. If you wanna do right, all night, woman, gotta be a
Feed the animals time is what it is. They throw the food in your cell like you're in the zoo. So everybody that ought to be watching, watch them feed the animals.
That's it.
Where is it?
Maybe it's 4.
14? No, you know what? He went home. No, he went home. Never mind. Grab the mattress in 14. The top one is off.
Who's got it back? I've got the letter. I'll tell you what you do. Hold it. I'll tell you what you do. You call the state parole people here in San Francisco, and you tell them the same thing you're telling me. You tell them they got a letter on your fiancé, and you know it's wrong, okay? You won't be able to see him today. There's no visiting today. There's no visiting at this jail today. At this jail today. Tomorrow. Right. 12 to 3. 12 until 3.
Band book.
I'm not going to call you.
If he was arrested yesterday.
Okay, I'll tell him that.
This would be a good example. That would be one.
I'll tell him that. Okay, ma'am. Yes, I'll tell him that. Okay.
Well, you know, this is something you have to do right away.
All right. You know what Eleanor White? Well, she'll be up here tomorrow to visit. Hopefully to take you home. She's going to try to get in touch with the state parole people. So are we. See if we get this thing cleared up. Yeah, you wouldn't get out until tomorrow anyway.
So, Social Security card can be hired. Somebody else used it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do about it. It's not an easy problem, though, see, because it's the weekend and state parole people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
System, the FBI
Yeah. See, the problem here is when we have incomplete information, we're bound by that little bit of information. Now, there are a lot of Donald Francis in this world, right? And somebody that uses an alias, that particular alias can put a man like him in these circumstances. And until we get his thumbprint, physical description, his date of birth, and can convince the state parole people that they actually have a hold on the wrong person, we can't let him go. Because there's always that possibility that they're right. Suppose we can turn them loose, and he's charged with 2 felonies. But the burden should really fall on them to give us complete information.
Tell them about the food. Tell them about the food. I think we got it. Okay. What about no sugar? Take a picture of the mattress on the floor. Swing right. Swing right.
Let's face it, you're not going to attract, your eggheads to this type of profession, right? They're not going to be interested in anything like this. No more than I am. I'm not really interested in it.
How'd you get into it?
I lacked education for anything better. There's a simple reason, My father was a captain here. As a matter of fact, the same department, died while he was on duty here. I just more or less followed in his footsteps, I was too short for the police at the time. It was 5'9", I'm 5'8". The Sheriff's Department accepted people at 5'8". Otherwise, I probably would have gone in the police department. When they lowered the height to 5'8" in the police department, I was pretty well situated here. I was a lieutenant, so I passed on that, Otherwise, you're just as confined in here as the prisoners. It's not a very, pleasant place to be. First day I'm eligible is the day I'm going to be gone out of here.
How long is that?
Oh, great. I'm 36, be 14 years. 14 more years. But I'm going first day I'm eligible.
You grew up in San Francisco?
Yeah, right, yeah. In the Mission District. Lived all my life down there. Now I moved down to the suburbs now, moved to Belmont.
the nature of people since you're working here?
Well, I guess not people in general, but people in here. When I first came in, I believed most anything they told me. Now I don't believe anything anyone tells me in here, you know. I take it all with a grain of salt, everything I hear in here. I weigh it against what I know and other circumstances that might tend to show that that's truthful or something else might not be.
Have you had any serious troubles since you've been in this field?
No, no serious trouble. People have been hurt seriously, stabbed, you know, injured pretty bad in fights and so forth, yeah. There's never been anybody killed since I've been here. The riots they've had have all been food riots. Actually, I think it's been pretty quiet, the whole thing as a whole, for the number of inmates from a metropolitan area like San Francisco, the type of individual you get in here. Things have been pretty calm around here, you know. A lot of noise once in a while, a lot of fires and stuff, but no real violence. Did they send up that other fish? They were supposed to send up 6 more, Jim. They didn't give it to me, man. I took that other stuff back down there.
Hey, Sullivan! Sullivan! Hey, Sullivan!
Call him again, will you? Tell him you just talked to me. Nobody gave me anything.
Well, I'll wind up my day here now. Get my hospital fixed up here. What's your name? Kelly? What's your name? All right. France and, what's your name on the top bunk? Yeah.
Harry.
Randy? All right.
Harry is a friend.
Okay, Harry.
I got a trick for you, y'all. I got a trick for you.
Larry?
Yeah, I got a trick for y'all.
Get this stuff off, huh? Tonight? Oh, you're damn right. I might throw you in isolation if you don't get that off. Christ, look at it.
Jones?
It's beautiful art, but it doesn't coincide with the rules.
I know it'll be a 5-day lock. No, he wouldn't. No way. Worth 5 days for the peace of mind. It'll be hard to pick that up. All right.
Is that your stuff? Is that your wall?
Yeah, that's my stuff. It is to pass the time. Has a message, anti-drug. I'll erase it. I'll wash it off. I'll check it.
You want my count? You want my count?
One short?
Yeah.
We have so many men out of their cells. Then we count the people that are out. It has to match up. We have to account for everybody, you know. So we take a total of the number of people that are out of their cells, and then we count the cells that are empty that people should be in them, and they're supposed to add up.
We're afraid of officers, and officers are equally afraid of inmates. Not from a physical point of view, but I think from an emotional point of view. If our views were more strongly felt or thought about, then officers become afraid because their positions become threatened.
I was involved in an incident where they took me downstairs in the basement where I was secluded and away from everybody else. And, you know, they wanted some information.
Who did it?
The establishment. I can't say no names, but at any rate, they gave me, I got the impression that they were going to either do bodily harm to me, or I was threatened that they were going to take my work time. I was threatened they were going to take my good time. They told me they were going to throw me in a hole. They told me they were going to put a snitch jacket on me, you know? That the deputies were going to put a snitch jacket on me. I don't know what you want to call it. You can call it underdogging, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but it's really, you know, it's too much, you know? Somebody got to do something about it.
Who's playing?
It's yours.
Give me money. That's what I'm busting for, money.
Don't stop now. Give me a dime.
Keep running.
Don't stop now, 15.
15, dude.
15, get on out of
Bring it on down. Get on out this camp. Is that right?
That's all. It's quick. We're going to move the cameras on down when you start.
Yeah.
Who's playing?
It ain't nobody's play.
But my partner, one dime. We need a doctor, they need a dime. We're making a movie. Yeah, we're making a movie.
What's the name of it?
Sam Spade's Day in Jail. But I'm coming out, honey. All you bitches in the West Indies, I'm on my way out.
Give us a quarter and get the fuck out of here.
No, yo lo que quiero es que me suelten a la chingada. En el Mexican border, allá que me avienten.
Mexican border.
I mean, all you see in this jail is Mexicans, brothers, and long-haired hippies.
And winos.
And winos, that's it. And mentally disturbed people. That's all you see in here. They don't have too much nothing else in here.
There's no kind of organization. The man that runs it is a racist pig. He fires all the, excuse me, 20.
Oh, it's your play. It is. RC's play.
He just,
Don't get
the system is racist. They're very prejudiced around here. The man is too old downstairs, and he fires all the young deputies that got an understanding with us. Because as soon as he sees they got an understanding, he don't like that. He's trying to fuck us off.
No, it's your play, man.
If we wanted to, we could fuck all over these pigs. But
Get on over there. What you want to know about jail, man? They got winos and junkies, you know, and they got nuts in here, you know. But they stick them in here with us, you know. And at night they be talking and they sleep and stuff, you know. Some people never been exposed to this until they came here, you know what I mean?
And you see what they put a man on when they get here. They take his other shoes and put him on these here. That's cold, ain't it? But one day it's gonna get better.
Ain't getting no worse.
No,
Dile a la gente que habla español que aquí vale madre.
You ain't got the visitor screen and things.
You got to visit through a screen that you can't see a woman. Your woman's about 5 feet from you, a little hole this big. And you're only 15 minutes, 25 people talking at one time. 25 people talking at one time. You're hearing everybody's conversation. You got to keep repeating yourself in order for her to hear what you got to say. And then they come and tell you got to go.
Talking at one time. You want to look at your lady, you have to wait till you're getting ready to walk out and stand in front of the glass, you know, to look at your lady. And that's, you know, that shit downtown, they got telephones and shit, you know, where you can sit and look at your lady. But up here, they don't have nothing, man. It's the poorest jail in California, man.
Woo! I'm watching you, man.
Watching me what?
Sit back so you can see what you're doing there.
You play dominoes or you watch TV or whatever, you know, it's not too much to be done except for thinking a lot, you know, get your mind together, you know, and, you know, go over the things that you so-called feel were, you know, mistakes and things like that, you know. But that's about it. As far as the night is concerned, the day is a different story.
That's our favorite word. They're all in and lock them up.
You know, the day is a different thing, you know.
But still enough folks out.
All in and lock them up. Rick. All in and lock them up. All in and lock them up.
Can't find a couple of guys.
This doesn't happen. This isn't a regular occurrence.
Yeah, hey, Pat, is George around? Okay. Yeah, George, I just talked to Bob in the front office, and we sent these guys up. They were down in the kitchen, and I'm going to go down and check the boiler on them. Which guys? Oh, they are from 5 more?
Oh, wait a minute. All right. Here we got a problem. Two guys right here. These guys modification from 5 more.
Yeah, well, that's not the guys looking for. They were short on it. It's on the count.
What kind of bullshit you trying to pull?
You bad enough. Put in the paper. I didn't know about that. Ain't no put me in the paper. Go for him and take it over.
Them peckerwoods out there with them goddamn cameras, man.
Heck to several parts and heck to several parts of 4 Call Bay Area Gemco stores. Hoover's spin drying washers available for the low, low price of $129.88. Needs no
Do
plumbing.
you think of yourself as a man or a woman?
Well, I think more like a woman than a man.
Do you think that's why you were put in jail?
I think that's why.
Could you explain that?
I can't explain nothing.
Where are you from?
From Samoa.
How many hours?
It's just like a game.
What do you mean?
Being a prostitute. Being a whore.
What do you mean by that?
It's fun.
What kind of things do you do?
In what?
In your game? Do you pick up people on the street?
No, they pick me up. Well, sometimes, you know.
So how'd you get busted this time?
Well, I was talking to a police officer, which I didn't preposition him.
What happened?
He asked me if I want to go out with him.
What did you say?
And I said, okay. He took me to a nightclub. And he flashed his badge. He said he was a police officer.
Well, there's nothing wrong going out with someone, is there?
It's nothing wrong with that. She's going out.
So what are you arrested for?
647B, 647A, I don't know what that means. And a female impersonator.
But it wouldn't work out. That's the way it is.
Is there somebody else?
No.
But there was. And you wanted to marry her.
I did marry her.
And the next thing you knew, she'd run off with some other guy. And now you won't even let yourself be human. A girl walked out on you and you couldn't take it. But you take it out on me. Now you think every girl's a transit.
Come on, I'll take you back to Sammy.
You'll find her in your friendly white pages under Pacific Plan. Tonight on Teleprompt News, Rape Victims versus the Law, a special report.
I have trouble, you know, eating, and I have trouble adjusting to this place. I like television a lot at home, but here, I mean, I can't get ready for it because there's no place to sit. That floor is, I mean, sitting on that cement, you can't get comfortable, you know. Even if you bring your blanket out, it's still uncomfortable. So that blows television. And I like to read a lot at home, but I can't get ready for reading here. I mean, how's everybody on the street? Have you seen my daddy?
Yeah. I found him
Yesterday. So what did he think? That I was in jail? Did he tell you?
Yeah, he gave me the name you were.
Did you receive the letter?
I don't know, Frank. You know how he is.
What was that marriage question you asked me?
Say what? About what?
About getting married, huh?
Married? I'm already married, man. Can't you see? Can't you see?
Yeah,
Me
well.
some kind of blind fool or something?
Yeah. Say, Jackie. Jackie. Blush her too. You blush her. Poor life. He has a right to be like that. See what? This is what this kind of institution produces, though, these kind of relationships. And they're perfectly legal, you know. Well, they ought to be. They ought to be made legal in the state of California. They have been made legal in the state of Illinois. And I don't think people ought to be punished for what the institution produces. People have been, they've been put in the hole with what society calls isolation, or whatever their relationships have been forced to me in these kinds of joints. And as a result of my being incarcerated, I've become homosexually inclined, and this is the reason why I'm up here. And whenever I go to jail, I'll always be on homosexual tears because we're so segregated. We're not allowed to be in any other part of the jail because they say we're dangerous. We demoralize the other inmates. We create fights and whatever, which is not true.
Matter of fact, at one time, it used to be the way it was out there in the yard.
What's that like since I haven't on the yard yet?
Well, yeah.
They don't let us go out. The only place I've been is to the chapel, to the classrooms, to the hospital, to the treatment room, to the bathroom, where you take your baths, and to the dentist, and to the front gate. You know, front desk when you come in. That's the only place. But to go in the other tiers, they don't never let us go. You know, they get a heart attack.
Problem children, as we call them, or our queens. You might have, at any given time, you might have, in a tier that might consist of 80 men, you might have 20 to 25 homosexuals. However, the remainder of the tier has to be utilized because we have to use every inch of space possible with a count as high as we have. So what we do with these queens is put in the remainder of the tier the senile, possibly, the cripples, the elderly. Instead of putting the young bucks in, you've got the older men up there who can't work. Having them isolated the way we do doesn't necessarily mean that when we go out into the recreation yard that they are isolated in one group out there. They can mingle, but we have our guards out there at the same time.
Wait a minute. You made a laugh out, man. All right.
That's right.
Oh, man, where y'all going?
Where do you see the future? Has the criminal element changed at all since you've been on the job, or is it...
It's gotten worse. It's gotten worse. The warden of San Quentin stated it quite well when he went on and said that this radical element has gotten to the criminal element, convinced them to a degree that what they are in a prison for and what they're serving time for is really not their fault. It was the social conditions. Whereas before, some years ago, a person went to jail, he knew it inside of him, what he had done, the crime he had committed, and why he was in. He tried to beat the rap in court, try not to get caught, but then once he was caught and got stuck with a sentence, he served it. But we don't have that now. There's a larger element that leans on the radical side, that feels righteous indignation to serve time for a crime that they've committed, or a series of them. And probably it'll get worse.
Why do you think there have been so many radicals in the last few years?
I have to go along with what the director of the FBI has stated all his life. And we get his publications, and he has stated time and time again, it's the communist background that we have to contend with. The ramifications, the what you would call the pinks, the followers. And what else? Freedom, we have freedom. They talk about tearing down the establishment. All right, here's the establishment. We're pleading for people to study, go to school, learn something. Come on in, join the establishment. And if they don't want to, that's their baby. Then they have to suffer by it.
All right, let's go!
But say, Tony, you a pimp now, goddamn.
Sure, I'm a pimp. Goddamn right I'm a pimp.
Call me anything you want, I don't give a shit. Oh, God, my. What's doing?
Well, it's far as the rock, ain't it, Tony? Wait now. Bigger, bigger. All right, let's go, fellas. Bring the stuff in, huh?
You know, like they say anything, just say
Right here are our brothers from the mission district.
Right on. There we go. He ain't doing nothing. But I he's supposed to be doing something.
Going on in, man. All right.
Get a head job. Take that rag off it. Beat your hell out of it. He's still at that.
Baby. No, the mic goes all the way to the end. The mic's
That's picturesque poem.
See, I don't do things like that.
She goes from the tip of the way down there.
Bitch, y'all get there.
Right?
You homosexual?
Let's go. Come on, it's the Boston Tea Party.
They don't want all that bullshit.
Chavez. Rizio.
Harvey. Hartman. Martinez.
Zombies in a house of madness, floating on a cloud of sickness. Sickness not theirs, but the system, yet float they zombies on this cloud. Perpetually, day to day to day. Zombies in a house of madness. Eyes, thousands of anguished eyes and empty-looking faces. Faces of no hope, eyes looking at eyes, blurred with red, with misery, disgust and misery. Zombies in a house of madness. Bodies, slumped bodies, carrying tons of sadness, tons of nothingness, mechanical moving bodies, moving to nowhere, yet constantly moving. Zombies in a house of madness. Minds, beautiful minds, yet deprived of thinking. Minds and heads on dead bodies. Bodies dead because they can only move when instructed. Yet when instructed, they only move as zombies in a house of madness. All in and lock 'em up. Zombie watchdogs shout to zombies. All out to the yard, all in from the yard. All eat, all piss, all shit. All sleep, all shut up, all get your damn ass beat. Zombies in a house of madness. Zombies are we, yet no we not. Zombie with that zombie clicks. Clicks that ain't clicks, yet clicks. We say clicks that click together when the zombie watchdog say move or else. All ages of all kinds are we, yet mostly black. Zombies in a house of madness. Damn, here comes to me that cloud of sickness filled with thousands of distorted abstract bodies. Shattered souls, eyes of misery, changing naked faces. Faces with heads, with minds, yet minds struggling and dying. Contemplating justice. Zombies in a house of madness, yet society calls them correctional institutions. For what? Oh yeah, society's unadjustables.
I'm doing a year in the county jail.
Hey, man, I'm not going to go through no self-abuse trip for a year.
Have no fear. I don't want your queen. All right?
Well, man, I ain't worried about nobody taking it.
When I get out of here, I might pull up your old lady, but your queen you can have.
That's okay, man.
All right?
You know, that's really cool.
All right.
First place, you wouldn't have got that way if you hadn't read your wife's name in my letter. I was riveting one night telling her, hey, man, you know, how liberal-minded is your old lady? She looks pretty good. Next visiting day, he tells his old lady, he said, hey, Walter likes you, and when he gets out, we're going to do a trip. You know, the four of us. Walter's old lady.
That's what he told Bunyan and I. All these dudes want my old lady, and all.
I don't want your old lady.
Hey, I tell, you know what I tell her, man? I said, look, man, this cat wants you. 55-3.
I don't know anything. No, I'm not hip to that part of the game.
What?
That oral copulation bit.
I have oral copulation with my wife, and he has oral copulation with a queen. He's got
You know, you were just rapping with us, man, one night, you know, right. We were just talking about how you thrilled and pleased your old lady so much that through an accident, that's what it was. That's what the word he used, isn't it?
Accident. Through the high stimulation of her nerves, she lost all control over her sphincter muscle, which is the voluntary muscle which controls the control of her urine, and she let go, right?
Now you go around and everybody calls you pussy boy.
Right.
And now he's the pussy boy.
Oh, yeah. Come to the French class, man. He's got his own queen in there. I don't have a queen, and I don't want one.
Man, you got a wife. It wouldn't look good. I mean, you know, you're too short. I'm doing a year.
Both times. I'm trying to do a year.
I mean,
So
you hate for me to be
on down to, if you have a long time to do in jail, get yourself a queen.
After a while, you would look good.
Where's yours? You have a long time.
You would look good after a while, too.
Where's your queen?
Reggie's queen.
I'm looking at you.
Oh, that's right, and that's why he's in here. He got busted behind a queen on the street. Yeah, we're going to bring it all out. Now, let's get Reggie.
Oh, Reggie. All right, let's bring it all out.
Yeah, Reggie, I remember that. Hey, Mike, and tell us about yours, man.
Well, hey, you didn't fuck around. That's one of those things, man.
There are nuances to that I, you know, I never understand. But when you talk about something as just as earthy, fundamental as sex, it's, you know, the expressions aren't going to change. They really don't change that much. But in that area, you see, there are a lot of taboos. Like you saw a few guys up on the Queen tier, you know, who you would not take to be homosexual, who were confessed homosexuals. This one guy that said, you know, that prison life has led him into this kind of thing. Well, he knows when he takes that position, he gives up the kind of social status that the rest of the guys have, the rest of the heterosexuals have. He knows that. That's the penalty he pays. But it's all dealt with, you know, there are no shades of gray. You know, it's pretty black and white all the way down the line. Sex is handled on that basis. And the way it's discussed is the best indication of the way people deal with it. You know, they'll never need psychiatrists to tell them what they are. There'll never be any sexual confusion. Everybody knows where he is. And they deal with it in a very fundamental way. I have to go out. I got a call. I'll be back in a minute.
This is my first time here. So.
Did you get sentenced for?
Shoplifting. 30 days.
How come you get to work on the farm?
Well, they ask you if you want to work, and then you say yeah. You say farm or stair janitor. Whatever.
Is it a privilege to work out on the farm?
Privilege? What do you mean?
Well, to work out here instead of inside there.
Yeah, I think it is, you know, instead of sitting in your cell all the time. It's better. It makes time pass faster. So, I'd rather work up here than sitting there.
How's the food here that you grow?
Oh, lousy.
Why?
Is that all right? Am I supposed to say that? Well, what do you quiet, you like? What do you think?
I can dig it.
You know, I'm telling you, I would rather be in the Army or in the state penitentiary than to come to this place. That's the truth. Like, it's just monotony over there. Twice a week, hot dogs, beef, stew, and then spaghetti, just over and over and over. Like, it ain't so bad for me, because I only got to do 60 days. What about a guy that has to do 9 months, a year, or more? You know, the guy's going to be run down and be nothing when he gets out of here. It's just bad, you know.
See, when you're dealing with a big system like this, the food condition is another form of agitation, because the minds are not adjusted to accept this shit, especially when they first come in. You know, whatever. You're dealing more with a group of people that's readjusting themselves to a different society. This is a city within another city, and to get completely used to something like this, it's very hard, because most people that come in here, they venture off into a different form of insecurity. You know, it's a hell of a trip.
Well, you're going to get complaints because they're in a place where they don't like, and it ain't like you'll get at home. It's impossible to try to cook for 700, close to 800 people and suit everybody's taste. You can't do it. Each individual has a different taste. You got to form a medium. That's all you can do.
Drunk. They said I was drunk. They never proved it. They didn't have a complainant in court. They never proved it chemically, like they do a drunken driver. I just wind up in jail because they said I was drunk.
What are you doing up on the upper berth?
I had no choice. Nobody has a choice on those things except the people who assign you. Otherwise, they'd get rid of these goddamn things. This is a place for a hen or somebody can fly.
How do you feel in here?
How do I feel? I can't express that in words.
A former United States president said, "This democracy will last for 1,000 years." And Harry Truman was a man who said that. And I believe it, because what I see and what we all see in the San Francisco Bay Area is something that you will not see in actually the wheat part of the United States, the wheat country, the heart of America. We see the rough side of it. Back there, that is really still America. So I am not afraid at all of the scene as it is changed out here. You've got to realize, a man, for example, that is brought from a farm away in the deep south and is brought to San Francisco or the Bay Area, he's introduced to something he has never seen in his life. It's a very, very, very big surprise. It's a revelation to him. But by the same token, we don't seem to realize, so many people that are constantly bitching about the fact that America is going to hell don't seem to realize that there in your Midwest, in your Northwest, in different sections of the country, you still have what Harry Truman said, a democracy that's going to live for 1,000 years. And with 35 and a half years wearing a badge, believe me, I still believe that.
The map right here, this represents something. I'm going places. And you see that sign, this here is my name, and this is what they call me on the street, the enforcer. Yeah. You see, I used to weigh 160, but unfortunately I weigh 130 now because the food here I don't like it. See, we have to make our own groceries in here. That's got to last me 29 days. I won't get nothing else. Yeah. All the ends around here. You know, yeah. See, I got shows the other day with some punk. Yeah. Here, this is my shit here. I keep it covered up, you know. I don't like nothing in it. You know. Take it off. Take this? Oh, yeah. It's clean. See, this is a Scrabble board game, but I broke it up because I don't want nobody using it. See, I got 2 shirts, you understand? I ain't supposed to have it, but I got it anyway. 2 towels, I ain't supposed to have that, but I got that anyway.
Vote for me for sheriff next year. I'll see that you have, if it's not a real live one, I'll substitute. There should be a hole in every cell. And 2 for the head trustee.
Don't forget to put it on TV that this cat here is a psychopathic lame. Legitimate complaint, man.
Well, hell, that's just a legitimate complaint. You worry about your stomach. I'm worried about my sex life.
Legitimate man, the food here is the prime
food, man. Damn the food. I can live with you. Wait a minute, man. Don't let old bullshit improper medication. The righteous complaint, man. Improper medication. I mean, not nearly about enough medication. The food is garbage, you dig? And everything about this judicial system here is wacky.
You stepped out of bounds, you're a criminal, you went to the can. It was a heavy crime, you went to prison. We didn't have trouble in your big institutions, even right on down to the locals. Then we got humane, parole system, probation system, which is fine, and at the same time we got trouble. When you put all these factors in and you try to make a jail and a prison do all of these things, a rehabilitative institution, an educational institution, a punishment, and retraining, it can't be done. They have to pick out one direction to go in. You have it in the past. You have it. Well, what do they say? There's 3 kinds of people. The 3 entities that respond to the carrot and the stick. Criminal, women, and children. Give them a lot of attention and be extremely severe with them, and you'll get good results. But this is just a personal belief based on a lot of research. More and more, right out here at the university, one of the professors teaching penology, he himself has rejected the rehabilitative factor, saying it can't be done, it doesn't work.
What would be your ideal jail? You're talking about that Mojave idea.
Oh, that'd be fine. 50 miles from nowhere in the middle of Mojave. And whatever sentence you got, cut it in half. Out to the desert, make a great big place there. One set of clothes they have to take care of, and lots of work. Minimum of food, enough to keep body and soul together. If for every day you're sick, you have to do an extra week. And the idea won't be accepted, won't be done. But it would work. And we have the proof of that. I think I mentioned before about everyone that's been in a concentration camp in war has never been in 2 concentration camps, in 2 different wars. They never go back the second time.
Beer tastes when you get home, and that's why I think that it's not uncommon for people in law enforcement to actually drink a whole lot. We have some of our old timers that are just really infamous.
Most people carry guns when they're off duty.
You're required to carry it.
I mean, not all. I don't think all policemen carry, because most of the time they get off duty, they want to let the job be.
Well, I know several of my friends who wear them around the house. You know, they have a party at their house and they're wearing their gun, which is kind of an extreme.
But I think the majority of the younger guys in the department will, the guys that are out going to parties or they're doing a lot of running around will generally take their guns with them if they're going to be someplace where they, you know, like downtown, or where they may come into some situation where they may have to depend on it. Like I live down here on the peninsula, and I would rather go to San Francisco without my shoes than I would without my gun.
Impersonator. You know, so I had enough time to steal a letter, and so Murray read it, let me know what it said. What did it say? Something about, I know you find it hard to live up there without me, and BS like that. Well, he got another love letter from her the other day. You know, he tore out a couple of words, but I had read it before he tore out the words. And he showed it to Mary, you know, the words were out then. And it said something about, I'm going to miss your lusty lips. And he's the head trustee up here, so you know what the system's all about, you know. He's a pretty nice looking man, though.
Girl, your husband is at the door. Yes, I'm not kidding. I'm not lying. He's had it. She's lying. He ain't you lying. I'm not kidding. Your husband is out there. He said he has something for you.
He ain't never thought you trying to hit me in my mouth. You trying to hit me today? Why? Because she talking around her big mouth.
This thing, I was only telling him the truth. You was doing that last night.
What? She got to bring all that in here? No, that wasn't me. That wasn't in here.
Yes, you were.
You lied.
You shared the same couch. Well, whatever.
So what are you in here for, dear?
Time. And then
cash you $8,000.
Here for nothing.
Cash you $8,000 worth of welfare check. That's why you're here.
No.
Don't try to get innocent.
I'm not here on no welfare.
Yes, you. Really?
Oh, yeah.
She's in here for.
No. My husband left me and I had no place else to go, so I'm here. Bye! Your husband is out there for real. I'm not.
Out there, you like Junior?
Junior sits out at the gate, Miss Thing. That's why I ran back here to get you. Now, I just now, as I was telling you, Marge, before I was interrupted by Junior. Oh, girl, I had such a boring day today. Sure you did. What are you going to do tonight? Are we going to play
I did last night. Serve a little more time.
Yeah, well, that's all you can do. Whose house are we in?
What's
sure it's nasty. Look at it. Oh, magazines all over, old naked pictures.
Well, that's because all these people things.
Look at the walls. Oh, that's your house. Come in your house and let the people see what you look like. Come in your house. Look at this man.
He's scared to take the hook out of the fish. And he's been fishing, I don't know how many years. He brings a little, there he goes.
You're afraid of the hook?
He says, take it out, take it out. I go, what? He says, take it out. So first time I took it off, I wasn't even paying attention, you know.
Then he caught a bullhead, and he goes, take it out, take it out. I said, what's the matter with you? I said, can't you take him out? And he goes, no, I don't like touching the bird. I don't mind the heart, man. I like to touch the fish. You don't want to touch the fish.
That kid he can cast quite far.
Well, I'm surprised he caught a fish. Last time we went fishing, we went bass fishing. We went out, and he took me to this place, man, this godforsaken place. And I told him, well, I'm not going to take a chance, man, if it's posted, you know. So I said, give me one of your rods and reels, man. You're so confident. He gives me this goddamn thing, and I go out there and I go, ding! Everything comes flying off, man. The reel and everything. I'm having parts, man. I don't know.
Yeah, what are you guys doing? How about relieving the guys upstairs? I haven't eaten nothing.
Okay. King, Murphy, Bowden. How much?
20 to 1.
So you had it.
How should you relieve King? King hasn't eaten.
You want me to relieve? What about the kid out here? Is kid eating yet?
The one out here in the hallway? Want me to relieve him?
Palmer's going to relieve him now,
Okay.
so he can eat.
Is he ready?
Yeah.
Well, like we had this one Bridget and stuff, and you know they're trying to castrate herself with a spoon. She goes through these delusions. I don't know. Sometimes she comes in on 647F, which is drunk, and she'll stay in there for 2 or 3 days, depending on how she feels, I guess. You know. We have guys that come in here. They'll save all their excrement and stuff and try to dump it on the deputies or the other inmates. They'll sit there. They'll masturbate through the bars. You know. After you get to know them, you can see into them and see, well, what's making the guy do this and stuff. Then it gets interesting if you look at it from that point. But at the beginning, no. That is a cup call. That's usually if somebody's sick or something like that. They'll put in a cup call. Everybody's supposed to answer it. Let me get my wagons. I gotta get my wagons out here. Okay. All right.
Macaroni. Think nothing of it.
90% of the people in this county jail right now are in for a violation of probation.
Right.
You know, whether or not you're guilty or not. Your probation is supposed to state if you believe if you're convicted of a crime.
Right.
From what I understand, that's the only way you're supposed to be violated, because from what I understand, you're guilty until you prove, you're innocent until you're proven guilty, which they have it in reverse here. You're guilty until you're proven innocent. When the case is dropped, you haven't committed no crime, but you still violate. And that's unfair.
Yeah, like I beat my case, but I still have 90 days for violation of probation.
May not be the tallest man in the world.
It's true. You run into a lot of your buddies up here, you know?
Yeah, you do.
A lot of guys I went to school with. I went to school with him, you know? But the inmates also, you run into a lot of them that you hung around with when you were younger and stuff.
I think that's the hardest part about working here. Yeah.
Because you go back and tell all your friends.
Right. You come in here and you meet guys you grew up with, guys you went to school with, guys you had fights with, guys that hate you. You know, some guys that used to love you, but now they hate you. So, that's about the hardest part. I think the hardest part is just being insensitive, really. You have to become insensitive to a point, you know. If you don't, you'll get hurt sometimes.
Well, you break your neck for all these guys every time you hear a story, you know? And that's no good, you can't be that sensitive. Because, like I think I told you before, 1 out of 10 guys has really got a good beat. And the rest is just BS, shucking and jiving with you. And if you listen and get wrapped up with every story, every line, your nerves are just going to go. You have a lot of guys that get too emotionally involved, when your nerves go.
It's when you're introduced into a jail, somebody says, this is a key. This key opens this set of doors. And when you close the door, you just close it.
Is that light too bright? Is that light too bright?
Yeah. When you be in the dark for 4 days, light is bright, you know.
How long have you been in the hole?
About 3 or 4 days.
What are you in for? Why were you put in the hole?
The deputy thought he heard something come out of my room, and he thought it was me, so he put me in the hole.
What did he think he heard?
He thought he heard, fuck you.
And you didn't say it?
No.
What are you doing there?
Ain't nothing you can do but lay down.
Have you got any blankets?
What?
You got a mattress?
No.
What kind of toilet do you have?
Toilet's in the middle of the floor. You don't even have toilet paper.
How do you get rid of the waste?
In the middle of the floor.
Do you flush it yourself?
No.
What else have you got?
That's all you got. You don't even have no socks or shoes in here.
Is it cold?
Yeah, it's cold in here.
Then I'll ride in with him, you know?
Yeah.
That'll be pretty swift.
No, that'll be better than riding the bus, I guess.
Yeah.
Then they get the sheriff's van, it's the only way you get into town.
Well, see, now they don't take you down to Hall of Justice. They take you up to the Glide Memorial, give you food stamps and breakfast.
Well, I come out to visit my son. He's been out here he'll be here for approximately 6 months. If there's supposed to be a communications gap between people, it's pretty well between the screens because you can't hear anything because of the commotion.
Whenever you ask for it. But if you ask for it all at one time, you spend it all in one day, you just in a world of trouble because I can't come down here. This is too nerve-wracking, really. This is a bad place. I know what you mean. Look through the window. This is a bad place, but I'm not going to be coming here. You call Jackie and tell Jackie. Jackie ain't coming down here. Jackie ain't I know that. I'm not telling you to bring her down here. Just call Jackie. I ain't telling her nothing.
You don't get to touch them or nothing. God, you can't even hear behind these little screens. Everybody talking at the same time. So, I'd rather,
Yeah, they should have better conditions for the visitors. That's what they should.
At least take the windows down or something, at least put bars up and let them touch something, Like
Soul for soul, sister, soul, right on, right on. You move my soul, you move my soul. Oh, how you move my soul. Forced into slavery, shackled and chained in strange land. Forced into pregnancy, child born to slave master's property. Working the fields, working the house, working to death, dying a dog. Treated with hate, molested from lust from that cracker slave master. Yet you still stand strong to carry your black race on. Ah, sister, soul for soul, sister, soul, right on, right on. Stripped of your native tongue, your culture, stripped of your womanhood, your humanity, stripped of your life, stripped naked, yet you struggle strong in carrying this burden. When I, your black brother, feel defeated and lost, when whitest world destroys my struggling fight for freedom, when I, your black brother, feels I can't go on, when whitest worlds make death appear welcome, I look at you, my black sister, and find the strength to carry on. Soul for soul, sister, soul, right on, right on.
The interesting thing about that guy is, I remember something that Baldwin wrote, a question he asked about, what happens to all that beauty? And, if you want to talk about real tragedies, I suppose you see more in a guy like this than anybody, because here's a guy who's boxed in, that society can make no better use of him than to let him be just what he is, a jailhouse poet. It's unlikely he's going to get the kind of reception in larger society that he finds in the jail. And so all the avenues for recidivism are set up for him. He can very easily become institutionalized because it offers a lot. I have very strong doubts if I could have succeed in the way he is succeeding. And I think that this is a common thing among all minority groups. It's the reason that it's so easy to identify with these guys. And I think one of the reasons that I can function well in the jail system is that You don't have to say who you are, what your experiences have been. People intuit that in many areas you understand them and they understand you.
Like, it's about my hometown. It's the main street called Beale Street, man. And when concerning brothers, man, it's a Beale Street everywhere, all across America, man. And like, it goes like this, walking slowly down Beale Street, slick niggas drag, horror stroll, damn, 6 years I've been away, things sure have changed, maybe because it's my generation now on Beale Street. Strange yet familiar, the old faces of my old friends, Beale Street, home of the blues, my home. Like an oversized vacuum sucking in the new victims, my generation, to replace the old that you sucked in and chewed alive. Oh, there's my best friend, or was, Little John, nodding with his chin in his chest, slowly sliding down the walls of the Blue Stallion Club, while B.B. King voice flows from the jukebox through the building, moaning the thrill is gone. Little John's on heroin, nodding on the lyrics. I hear Freddie, my old classmate, now called Fast Freddie, high on coke, rapping with one of his 6 whores, pimp talk they call it. They say Freddie's doing swell. El Dorado, 6 whores, big boss pad, looking deep in Freddie's eyes. I can see the agony and anguish of Beale Street. Yeah, Freddie's doing good, huh? Beale Street, home of the blues, my home. Nightclub, whorehouses, dope pad, freaks, theaters, buildings huddled together like a bunch of ragged, funky drunks swaying. Big pretty cars going nowhere, seem out of place on Beale Street. Like jive-ass Nixon did, funky button to the soul of James Brown. There's Shirley, once an honor student, now pregnant with number 3. The father's unknown, she's on welfare. Free fuck for anyone when drunk on Red Devil, she's stumbling now. And there's Johnny, once my type, they say he's gone mad. I hear him shouting, God will save us with God-chosen children. Who God, I wonder. People pass him like a street sign, a bus stop, Beale Street, home of the blues, my home. The crowd moving like roaches scouting for night crumbs, in and out of buildings seeking thrill, cheap sex thrills that last only from weekend to weekend, maybe not that long. There's Snail from the chain gang named Snail cause he walks so slow. Face cut up from the regular night, Friday night, Beale Street fights that start shit that ain't shit, yet enough shit to start fights, cause fights supposed to be on Friday night, at least that's what that cracker says. Beale Street, home of the blues, my home. You can smell the funk of the horse, thick funky funk that draws cracking tricks to Beale Street every weekend, many come through the week, fighting, fucking, cutting and shooting, stealing, robbing, drunks and junkies. Beale Street, home of the blues, my home. Pigs riding 4 deep in their pig buckets, 4 pigs with 1 Beale Street nigga head. Beale Street, home of the blues, my home. Damn, need I say more or what, brother?
One day I'll make it. When? I don't know. Whenever they decide to let me go. It's a shame to be locked up, you know. I've been down on my back ever since '71, January 10th. From a car accident to the hospital, from the hospital to the jail. Things haven't got no better, but it ain't gonna get no worse, you know. I'm grateful I'm alive, to tell you the truth, you know.
Oh, well, I dream about a lot of things. Quite naturally, my main dream is about home, you know. Well, my dreams is kind of, you know, those kind of dreams, and, you know. No, I mean, I have dreams about, you know, what I'm going to do when I get out of here and things, you know. I definitely want to work, you know, 'cause I'm married now and stuff, and I got to provide for the family. I dream about one day getting off probation and moving from the city, you know. Can't stand it any longer. I've never been off probation since I've been on, about 6 or 7 years now, and I'm in jail about every 4 months for something crazy, you know.
Try to get sex out your mind completely because it won't do nothing but make your time harder. There's a lot of dudes that come up here that are here so long, they go up there to 6 South and get to playing around with the homosexuals up on 6 South. That sex is on their mind so much, but as far as I'm concerned, while I'm here, sex is completely out of my mind. They got everything all confused. I mean, you know, you get your mail at the wrong time. They don't give you your envelopes to your mail. They're it's a fucked up place, man. What? It's a fucked up place. You can see my room. Windows cracked, be freezing at night. roaches all in my walls at night. Fucked up place. Yes. Send it to Hollywood. It will reach. Solo. One of right.
Shit here. Shit here. Shit here. Shit here.
Go ahead. 51. 51 gets 4 sheets.
4 sheets.
49 gets 2 sheets.
See, the fellas upstairs, they don't get too much to eat, you know. All they get is what the people send up, and that's not very much, you know. So I figured I'd take a little bit out to them. You know, I do this usually. You know, a lot of people down in the kitchen do things like this, you know, because they don't get very much to eat. But since we have a position like we do, we figure, you know, whenever they ask for something, we usually give it to them. Even though I will get busted if I get caught giving this to them, you know. Now, if the cook see me, I'm busted. What y'all doing, brother? We know how it is up there, you know.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. It's good that we have comrades down the kitchen down there, you know, to further the cause of the people. Right on.
Right on, brother.
Right on.
Right on. Hey, man, come right back, man. Go ahead.
Being for real got me in this spot. You know, can't be for real. It's against the law, you know. You gotta be a square, you dig, and have a job like you and everything else, you know. And you get along, you know. But if you be for real, you dig, you wind up in here like me, you dig. So it's best to be a plastic, truth type people. You know? That's all I got.
Wish you could, man. That was mold.
Hey, man, get away.
Say you don't like it, just stand when I'm coming out, motherfucker. Fuck you in your ass. Fuck that. Yeah, but turn that off. Say you little punk ass motherfucker you in your ass. I do what I want to do. You understand? Fuck you too, Jenkins. Fuck you, ass. Tell you this man, you are not using part. You little punk ass nigga. Fuck you, fuck both of you motherfuckers in your ass.
You know, Ludovic.
Some motherfucking what? Fucker. Don't worry about it.
Remember, there is one and only one in your heart. It's your mother. Your mother and mine. Remember when she grows old, her hair will turn to gold. So take care of your mother. Please take care. One day she'll go away and you'll be left all like a queen who's lost her throne. So remember, sweethearts are many, but there's only one in your heart. It's your mother, your mother. And
all right, Maury. Give it to them.